Hi, Facebook. How are you? It is episode 6, I think we're on. Woo! How about that? We've done 6 of these, Sky. I know, right? Sky just like, whoo, that's a lot. Well, yeah, just buckle in there. We might be doing a whole lot more, but maybe not. You never know. But I might like it so much I keep doing it. It is Thursday evening. I'm coming to you live from Nashville. I'm going to click on my little live here so that I can see you guys and say hello. So for those of you that are sort of tuning in for the first time, here's what's going on. I've been doing these live Facebook events with you guys every evening at 6 o'clock Nashville time. It's a way for me to sort of say hello to our community, the entire community of everyone who's experiencing and witnessing and demonstrating social isolation right now and staying in their homes. Of course, not the people on the front lines and our essential workers and our healthcare providers. Every night we just want to send big love to them, knowing that they're risking their lives for us right now. Skylar's nodding it. So I'm here with my little family. We've got Andrew McGinnis on camera.
Woohoo!
And sound.
Yep.
And lights and production, and he warms up the audience. He's the audience.
I do. A little
the
soft
that
shoe.
Comes out.
Yep.
And that's our audience of one. That's Skylar Faith. She's over there. So, yeah. So I'm really happy to see you. Let's see who's checking in tonight. Let's give it a look-see. Oh my goodness, we've got Seattle in the house, and we've got Los Angeles in the house, and we've got San Diego in the house with a big hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. So happy to see you guys. Ohio is in the house. We've had people from all over. It's been great, and it's really selfishly a way for me to connect with everyone and to see how everyone's doing. And I thought we would use this time to spread information. So people have been sending in some questions. People have been sending in causes that they want to talk about, things that they'd like addressed. And we're doing that. I'm trying to share as much information as I can. Tonight I put a little blast out that in the next few days, if your kids are doing any sort of artwork or drawings or anything, we're going to hang them on my wall up here because I have a space. And so this is Skylar's. She drew some pictures around the lyrics to my new song, Beauty in the Eye of the Storm. I thought that'd be a fun thing to do. I'm also wearing t-shirts every night. Well, not tonight, but I'm wearing t-shirts every night to sort of represent a cause. Something that I believe in, something that I've sung for, something that connects me with one of the guests that I'm having. And tonight, as I was looking for the t-shirt, I spilled a little coffee on it, so instead I grabbed this tank top and I put some swag on super fast. Just different pins, different causes I believe in, different things that mean a lot to me, including a pin that I found when I was cleaning out my mom's house in New Jersey, a USO pin that was my dad's. So those kinds of things. So I'm just trying to promote things that we, are interested in and things that we want to support. Last night we talked a little bit about the homeless crisis that's happening all over the country. It's really devastating right now more than ever because places that our homeless community might go for shelter, a lot of those places are closed. So I'm going to be putting I reached out to some people today and they weren't able to get back to me in time, but I'll be putting a link on later this evening if you're interested in finding out what you can do to help the community. This is a community that a lot of times we go to and we give things and we reach out physically, and it's not that easy to do right now, and we've been asked to not do that, not to reach out physically, but there are other ways to help our homeless community, so I'm gonna post a little bit about that. Okay, so what we did today, we did fun things. Skylar had a ukulele lesson with Jack. Jack is a former student of mine from California, and now he's here in Nashville. He went to school here and he stayed, and he did a virtual lesson. How'd it go? It was good? It was good, right? It was great. You sounded great, yeah. You learned all the chords, lots of chords. And then we just did some schoolwork, and I think tonight is left. Somebody always says, what's for dinner? Leftovers. And I still have to post the vegan chili recipe. I will do that. We have some beautiful people joining us tonight. And so instead of starting with a song tonight, I'm going to start with a friend of mine that I have known for quite a long time. I'm getting direction from the cameraman.
The hat. Can you... Thank you.
He doesn't like the hat there. But the hat is important later.
No, it's fine. It was just in the way of the...
It's a hint. See, here's the thing. When you're in quarantine, or, it's not quarantine, it's self-isolation or we're here, we're hunkered down, we're here, with your spouse, and then you're working with your spouse. It's a lot, there's a lot.
I don't know if I like where this is going.
You don't like where this is going?
No.
I'm teasing. It's been going fine. Anyway, so tonight, before we start with the music portion, I've been talking to a lot of you about this situation. We know that the hardship are to the families of sick people and that are dealing with their loved ones being in the hospital right now. And we certainly know that there's a hardship on our medical workers. They're really feeling the brunt of this. and all of the people that have to go into work, the people who are suffering job losses. It's difficult. Obviously the musicians, we've talked about them, the teachers, everyone is navigating a new normal. It's highly upsetting. It's super stressful. And I have a dear friend that lives in California. We've known each other since high school. And I asked her if she would actually come on tonight and talk to us a little bit. She is a licensed family and marriage therapist, and she's also just a great soul. She's funny, she's fun. She's originally a Jersey girl. CHS in the house, whoop whoop. And I asked her if she'd come on tonight to talk to us a little bit about how she's telling some of her clients to deal with stress and give us a couple helpful tips. Because I'm doing all the namaste stuff I can. I'm listening to Zach every day with my meditation, but that doesn't always do it. And what works for one person might not work for the other person. So please, let's welcome our first guest tonight. Look at this, is so high tech. Whoop, 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 whoop. There she is. There's Abby.
Hello.
Hi, Abby.
Hi.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Good. Andrew wants me to move over. Okay,
A little bit.
So here I go.
Get right
so
up and
I'm
into this
happy
one.
to see you, and
Oh, good to see you too.
I
Hi,
appreciate
everybody.
you doing this. I guarantee you a whole bunch of folks that you know are going to be on in a few minutes here saying hi to you if they aren't already. Yeah, they are. They're already saying hi. So this is Abby, and I like to say I've known Abby for tens of years, right, darling? It's been a
while. Yeah.
It's been a bit. But Abby and I have been sort of chatting about different ways that people handle stress, and I said, I wonder if there are any tips that you could kind of give people, because I mean, we know that music is a great coping mechanism, and it's a great way for people to to relieve some stress and to feel uplifted.
Absolutely.
But some of us need a few other tools, because some of us aren't sleeping, and there's only so much on Netflix. And so, what are you? First of all, where are you? First of all, let's talk about where you are and what things are like in the city that you're in.
Well, I'm in San Diego, and things here are so far pretty manageable. We have our share of COVID cases, but it's nothing like you're seeing in Seattle and New York and New Orleans, and so we're trying to, hold our own and hope that we all get through this, sooner rather than later, just like everybody else.
And are you finding that that most people are observing the stay-at-home sort of sheltering-in-place thing? Or are you finding that it's business as normal? I'm always curious, because I lived in San Diego for a long time, and woo, those beaches are wonderful. And the first thing you think when you have a day off is, I want to go to the beach. I mean, that's what I always thought. Are you finding that the beaches are packed, or are people...
Well, until about a week ago, we were still having some issues with people hanging out at the beach. Governor Newsom out here, he's been great. He really basically just kind of put the hammer down, or the kibosh on that. Mm-hmm. And since then, the last week, you really see more and more people really getting it and practicing that social distancing and keeping their 6 feet.
Right.
So it's getting better. It's definitely getting better.
Well, that's good to hear. So I'm imagining that in this new day and age, people that were already coming to you to deal with all kinds of issues. And I'm a firm believer in faith, and I'm a firm believer in music as a form of therapy, but I'm also a firm believer in therapy as a form of therapy. So I'm curious to hear maybe what some of the questions are that you're addressing. What are some people worried about? And then maybe we'll get to what do we tell them to kind of do? So what are the things that people are worrying about?
Oh, geez. I think the list is shorter what they're not worrying about right now.
Right.
Everybody's just so stressed and so anxious, and understandably so, worried about their health, the health of their friends and family members. Mm-hmm. How long is this going to go on? For people that haven't lost their jobs, am I going to lose my job? How am I going to pay my bills? The list goes on and on and on. Right.
So when they are able to connect with you or talk with you, give us some idea of some of the things that you're telling people to do, or really maybe it isn't even an action, right? Maybe it's just some suggestions that you're giving them. Give it. What we're basically asking you to do is just a little free therapy. If we could just do that.
Happy
free
to do
of charge.
it.
Okay.
Happy to do it.
Okay.
One thing, and I wish I could take credit for this, but I can't. A colleague of mine changed the whole languaging around social distancing, and is calling it distant socializing.
Oh, I love it.
That really speaks to what we're needing to do right now. We need to stay connected with one another,
right?
First and foremost. We can't do it physically, but we can do it virtually like this.
Right.
So,
right.
This isn't a time to isolate yourself. Stay connected with your friends and family members through, Zoom or FaceTime or whatever platform you've got going on.
Absolutely.
It's really, really important.
Absolutely. We had Dave Egger as a guest, a cellist, beautiful cellist, and afterwards I generally call the people that I've had on as guests and we do a little quick chat. And he says one of the blessings out of this whole thing is that we're FaceTiming a lot more than just texting. And there's something about that interpersonal connection and actually seeing someone and seeing their body language. It's really beautiful, and we weren't doing it as much anymore. But what I'm hearing you say is that just another way of actually bonding with people, even if it's sort of virtually. What about ways of coping with things like stress? Like I've mentioned on this little show that we're doing, that I was never a great sleeper. My mind just goes all the time. But even with all the tricks that people have been sending in, how do you deal with just shutting your brain off and getting a restful night of sleep when there's so much noise? Any ideas about that?
I think one of the big things that's really helpful, and I'm practicing this myself, and it's hard because we're living in a time where everything's so unpredictable and everything's changing so quickly, pretty much hour by hour. So we gravitate towards the news.
Right.
To find out what's going on.
Right.
But the problem with that is you can get totally oversaturated with the news and it can send you down this rabbit hole that gets really dark. So what I'm suggesting people do is check in 2 times a day tops. First thing in the morning, what's going on? Turn it on for a few minutes. As long as the information is useful and new, great. Right. As soon as it starts to get repetitive, or, just talking heads, turn it off.
Great idea.
Go about your day, turn it on maybe again one more time in the evening, see if anything else has changed, turn it off, go to bed.
Great idea.
Don't sit there and, watch for hours and hours because that just creates a lot of stress and anxiety and ruminating thoughts and all that stuff we're trying to get away from.
Right, exactly. Going down that bad grocery aisle, right? Like just heading down that chip aisle when you really need to go to the produce. Although
whoa. There's nothing wrong with that aisle.
There's nothing wrong with the chip aisle right now. It's really the toilet paper aisle. Okay, and then so I guess my last question in this realm would be, if people are disconnected for their loved ones, which is what I'm hearing a lot, people are texting me and messaging me and saying, like, could you do a shout out to my mom? She's in Boston, but I'm in, Utah or something. What's something that you can tell them when you have this time and separation? And I'm sure as a family therapist, you deal with that, like for people that are separated from their kids, people that are separated from their loved ones. Is there anything that you can tell them to help them other than reaching out with FaceTime and stuff, but any little tools to help them either calm their nerves or make the distance seem shorter?
Yeah, absolutely. The more we can keep our routines as normal as possible, holding on to the little things that we do every day that haven't changed, that's really important.
Right.
So, for instance, every morning I have a bowl of Honey Nut Chex. I've done that for years. I know it's really boring, but there's something calming and grounding about getting that cereal bowl out every morning, just like I always have, no matter how crazy things are.
I love it. I love that.
It's really comforting. I don't know. So things like that. If you can't do the things you normally do, make an adaptation. If you can't go to the yoga studio because it's closed, get on YouTube. There are thousands of free YouTube.
Yes, Adrian. Yes, Adrian.
Adrian.
My friend Adrian, we're very close. She doesn't know it yet, but we're going to be besties.
She's fabulous.
Okay, all right. So basically, I love that too because I've read that and I find it's hard. It's very hard to motivate to do that routine, but I love that you said that. I definitely thought you were more like a Fruit Loop girl, but if you're Honey Nut Chex, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know they had them.
But okay, but we're all gonna try that now.
It's gluten free.
It's gluten, of course, it's gluten free. So,
our new sponsor.
Our new
Honey
sponsor
Nut
here.
Chex.
Yes. Anyway, okay. well, that's really great advice. And so I'm going to mention a little something now, and thank you for sharing all of that knowledge free to you through Abby. I'm going to mention a little something now too. One of the ways that I knew Abby, obviously, is that we grew up in the same town. Woo! Rock on, Maplewood, New Jersey, South Orange, New Jersey. But I'm very close with her family. And I'm just going to mention right now so that you know that she's not just sort of a talking head, literally a talking computer. She's actually going through her own mini crisis. So her mom, one of my New Jersey moms, is actually in a rehab facility right now after a fall and a surgery. And so, as you know, places like that, nursing homes, rehab facilities, they are completely locked down. So Abby's mama is not allowed to get any visitors, and her dad has been calling twice a day. And so now Abby's in a situation where she has to counsel people, and she has to sort of tell them how to be uplifted, all while sort of managing her own stress. And so I know that what you're telling my friends out there who've been asking me for, like, if we can get someone to talk about this, I know that you're telling them you're also actually practicing what you preach to kind of
offer any advice that I don't take for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm having to try and just breathe through all of this just like everybody else is.
Yeah.
And it's a unique situation because, I've never been experiencing the same crisis that my clients are in real time. So we're all trying to just kind of figure this out together.
Amazing perspective, Abby. Amazing. So thank you so much, and big love to your mama and your dad. I love them so much, and I can't wait till I can really hug them. And so now, thanks for being with us.
They love you.
Well, they're my other Jersey family. So right now I'm going to ask Abby the same questions. So every guest that I have, I'm asking the same questions. And so the first part is for you. What do you feel has been the hardest part of this time of social isolation and distancing, or distancing socialization? Distance socialization.
Yeah. Well, I think you just covered it. It's really been this situation with my mom being in the rehab and not being able to see her in person.
Yeah.
And I call her every day. I talk to my dad every day. My 88-year-old father is living basically by himself right now, and can't spend time with him either. So it's been
very
really
hard. Very hard.
But we're getting through it.
Of course you are, but very hard. Okay, well then, on the flip side of that, if there is a silver lining, what do you find? And this can either be personal or professional, or maybe a mixture of both. What do you find is the best part of this period? What is the thing that you'll take away as the silver lining of this?
As we're talking and as I'm doing my sessions with my clients on my computer every day from home, I'm looking out my window, like right now, and I see whole families walking through the neighborhood together.
Right.
Every 2 minutes, another family walks by, and it really warms my heart because I don't remember a time when we saw this much togetherness, family togetherness, since the 70s.
Right. We're all hippies now. And I hear you. I've heard so many people that it's kind of a back to nature moment, back to togetherness moment. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we can sustain that.
Oh, I think we will.
We're done with the days of going to restaurants as a family and all looking at our phones, that we're going to really reconnect and maintain that connection in ways that matter.
I really think we will. And okay, so our last question is, and it's a big one, but really anything. What have you learned? What have you, my dear friend Squeeby, Abbe Long, what have you learned from this?
Yeah, well, I've learned to kind of reassess my priorities.
Right.
And really take stock in what really matters in my life. And it really boils down to me, it's all about relationships.
Yes,
Without
amen.
Relationships with the people we care about, nothing matters.
I love it. Love it. Well, that's a great way to leave us. So, and I'm glad that I have you, and I'm so glad that I got to check in with you this way. I told you guys this was my little way of...
It's been fun.
Are you kidding? I love you, and I can't wait till I can give you a great big hug and hugs to Chris, and just take care of your little family there, and tell Mom and Dad I'm thinking of them, that she gets home safely soon. And I will talk to you soon, okay, friend? Love you.
Right,
stay safe. Okay, bye, honey. Oh, that's my Squeeby. Don't judge the nickname. That's my, I'm so glad we did that. I had some people that I was talking to at the beginning of the week, and they were saying that, it was really it was a really good thing to have other perspectives on and just use this opportunity to talk to people. So I'm super lucky that we got to do that, and it was really nice to see everyone. So there I go. I just ended her. Bye bye. Okay, so I'm gonna do a tune right now. Okay, you want me to do that in a second, or do it right now?
No,
right now?
yeah, do it right now.
Okay.
Just so we're ready. There we go.
Okay, here we go. Woo! So it's like 80 degrees in Nashville today, and the sun is out, and it's beautiful, and spring is coming, and we're super happy about that. And even though there's some fear, I have no fear about being here with y'all. I love you guys. I love you, Sky.
We love you too, Mommy.
I've known Abby since I was doing drama club in high school, even a little before that. So this is a song that you will get to hear when I release my new CD. I recorded it here in Nashville with some beautiful players. We didn't quite finish it, but it will be finished soon. And it's a new song about what I'd like to tell my younger self, and I think about that a lot right now. So if the Abby that was hanging out with Randi years ago, if we could have a chat down by the water in Maplewood, this is what I would probably tell myself. If I could, then I would go back and tell you how beautiful you are, how perfect is made up of your scars. If I could, then I would go back and tell you how brave you've always been, and how they were always noticing. If I could, then I would go back and tell you don't waste your time on tears. Everyone's fighting the same fears. If I could, then I would go back and tell you some people never change, but you're gonna love them anyway. If I could, then I would go back and tell you that every stone you stumbled on was making you strong. If you could see the future me talking to younger you, to tonight, if you're tuning in, it's 2 for Thursday. What, a little throwback. I'm super excited to have my friend gonna call in right now. This has been a really awesome opportunity for me to check in with everyone and to see my friends and to see how everyone's doing. Speaking of, I'm going to check in over here on Facebook. We are a very high-tech operation. We've got 2 laptops going on. We're very busy. Very, very busy. Oh, here we go. We have a call. It's like Mr. Rogers. There's a knock on the door. Here we go. Who could it be? Who's calling? What? No way. Is that Lisa Sanders? Your kid, Lisa Sanders? Look at you laughing. How are you? What do I do? Andrew wants
Right
me
here.
to direct you.
Yep.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
I'm so happy to see you. Andrew's here. Skylar Faith is here.
Look at that camera.
It's
Woohoo.
so...
Handsome guy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you are. And it's also, he's not telling you, but it's the first day of really nice Tennessee weather we've had. It's 90 degrees in this room. So we're rethinking this whole operation. We're going to be coming to you from an air-conditioned room soon. Anyway, so for those of you that don't know, I'm wearing your, I know you can't see me, honey, but I'm wearing your beautiful hat that you gave me at Randy's Damn Jingle Ball. Lisa plays my Christmas show every year. Lisa and I have been playing together for tens of years. She is a beautiful soul, a very well-decorated San Diego artist of several awards. You can look them up all online. Lots of records, lots of performances with famous people. She's been all over the place. She's performed everywhere. She changes hearts and minds everywhere she sings. And we're really lucky because we consider her one of our circle. I'm saying every night that your vibe attracts your vibe attracts your tribe, and you are certainly one of the most beautiful parts of our tribe. So we're really happy to see you. And so she gave us some gifts. One of the things that we'll talk about after Lisa and I chat a little bit is that musicians a lot of times are artistic and they do lots of other beautiful things artistically. So after about knowing Lisa as a singer-songwriter for a whole lot of years, she was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm an artist too, and I make things out of wood. And I was like, what? She's like, oh yeah, I do things with wood, and I make hats, and I got t-shirts, and I'm like, what? So she actually is talented in a lot of different ways, but this cute little hat is super sporty, and I love it. And so here she is. So it's really good to see you. I'm going to start by asking you what we've been asking everyone. Where are you right? Where in the world is Lisa Sanders?
I'm in San Diego, California.
Oh, yay, San Diego. That's where we met.
San Diego.
That's where we met. That's where we first started doing music together. So we just talked to Abby, my friend, you know Screeby, who's a therapist, and she said San Diego's doing a really good job of trying to, follow all the rules. Are you finding that where you are in San Diego? Do you find that most people are getting it? So you're right. It kind of depends on where you are. Because San Diego is a big city. You don't know it, but it's a whole, San Diego encompasses a lot of different little small makeups. So, so tell me a little bit about what it's like, not just what you're seeing when you do venture out, but kind of like what the vibe is. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, it's pretty chill. I mean, I think everybody's pretty, calm and friendly, although we have to talk to each other across the parking lot.
Right, right.
Or wave at each other hey. I don't go out much at all.
Right.
I only go out when I have to.
Right.
But I did drive my sis and Karen Brown Sugar down to the beach last weekend, and there were so many people. It was like a hot summer day. I was terrified, and I got back in my car and we left.
Right. You got to worry about those beaches. Yeah, totally. But
they closed it down. Everybody's the whole families are together. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. So, have you done any grocery shopping? We're always asking people what their grocery shelves are looking like because it's odd.
I try not to. In the very beginning, I went and got my stuff. I grew up in the Navy. And I married Navy, so we always have a pantry. I mean, I built one. Smart. Kind of thing, But, there's no, if you go in, the shelves are empty, and the flour, the rice is gone, stuff everybody knows there's no paper products.
Yeah, weird.
So it's pretty sparse and
Well, Lisa, I've been telling people, we're having the same situation out here, like beans, rice gone, pasta gone, paper products gone. I said, it's a good thing that I have 700 CDs in my garage because they all have paper inserts. And if it comes to that, no, I'm kidding, I would never do that. But what were we going to use those CDs for? What? Anyway,
what?
Yeah.
I'm a serious crafter.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Paper.
I know.
That don't come in handy. Now they shut down Joann's and Michael's.
Oh, I know. So,
oh God, it's gonna be a riot. Bunch of sewing girls out there like on the line.
Oh God. So, oh my God, everyone's seeing a different side of Lisa. They're like, what? So those of you that have seen Lisa sing at a lot of shows, we have a really unique relationship. We started off years and years ago at coffee houses, doing Java Joe's, places like that, Twigs in San Diego, and both of our careers have had really interesting paths, and we've met some other beautiful Luna Divas along the way, and beautiful friends. And then after a while, these performers just become part of your extended family. And so I was explaining to people sort of how I know you and things like that, but I was thinking about our journey and where we've been, and that it's just crazy to think that, I'm used to sort of seeing you when I go to California. We always sort of connect, we do these house concerts together, and I always thought that was a really intimate way of sharing music. And I'm thinking of how we're going to sort of negotiate, how we're going to navigate really this new world. And so this is one of the ways that we're doing it. We've done, musicians have done live streams before. This part is not new to us, but it's very difficult for a musician to have their only connection with an audience be done through a screen. That is different for musicians, wouldn't you say? Yeah. It's a very different thing, but we're just making it work, right? We're just making it work.
And I'm technically kind of challenged too, so it's making me like really learn stuff.
Look and see that? That's what you're learning. So would you do a huge favor? I have to tell you, we got a couple requests because I let it slip at the beginning of the week that you were going to be joining us, and I'm not joking. This is completely true. I had a couple requests for sandwiches, and I said, no, that ain't right. No, I said no because there's no bread. So she's not doing that. That's just mean. There's no bread product, so no sandwiches. We've said no to that. But everyone wants you to do a song for us. So would you from your place in San Diego, your sofa, your computer, would you do a song for us? We would love to hear you. It would make our hearts feel a lot better.
Oh, well, I'm gonna do Butterfly.
Yes.
Afterward.
So do you see it? See it? Do you see that?
There you go.
I love it. All right, please go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, right from my room to your computer screen to your phone, here we go. This is Lisa Sanders.
17 years old, my last year in high school, I'm racing round the track. I was feeling pretty good, I was making my best time until I felt a crash. And as I'm going down, see your face in the crowd, and I don't care about the time. It's not going anywhere when you're around. How about those butterflies? Never talk about, but by the way, you look good in those jeans. How did you know? And I'm doing fine, 'cause you're my best friend. I study hard, I play hard. Oops, I'm drunk again. And you hold back my hair so I don't mess up my clothes, and I don't care. 'Cause you touch me everywhere, and you touched my heart. How about those stars we see? Never talk held me past the bar. Said, how did you know? I'm all grown up, I'm doing real fine, walking on Fifth Avenue. I'm thinking of you, I'm smiling about you. Oops, I bump into you. And you look at me. Electricity, you say you don't care. 'Cause you're not going anywhere without me there. How about all those years we'll spend? Now we'll talk about those smiley faces, butterflies, electrifying, starry-eyed love. How about those butterflies? How about those starry eyes? How about all those years we'll spend? And now we know. And now we know.
So beautiful. Thank you. Oh, you sound so great over the Wi-Fi, over the... This is, Lisa and I are professionals. We don't need a long sound check, except today we did. We must have tried this 5 different ways, but we did it. Thank you so much for being with us. You're so beautiful. People are, you can't see it from where you are, but people are on right now sending you so many hearts. They want to know where Brown Sugar is. So give our love to Karen.
I will. She should be home any minute.
Is she working through this? She is a nurse, yes.
Yeah,
so,
she does 12-hour shifts.
I know, we've been sending love out to her that she stays safe.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that we get to enjoy this time together, which is really beautiful. And artists definitely serve a purpose, but we make no mistake about the fact that there are people who can't stay home because they're saving lives and they're tending to people that really need us. So give her big hugs and love. A couple things before I ask you some questions. And then Dana Leewood is watching right now, so big hugs to Dana. And Tracy Page. Oh, so many awesome friends from San Diego. And then I just wanted to also mention, I've been saying this every night with the musicians that we have on. We understand that it's a really hard time for everyone, and it's everyone's sort of like really taking a look at their personal finances. But if people are interested in tipping out, I'm sure you have a Patreon or a place to listen to your music, whether it's to just hear you and again, if you don't have the means right now to support, that's fine. We're not expecting anything, but you can certainly do it maybe at another time, Christmas when everything's okay. So what do you have? Do you have a Patreon? Tell us. Patreon, YouTube, what do we got?
Well, actually what I have is a Venmo.
Awesome.
I haven't yet set up a Patreon. I'm doing so much stuff.
No, I don't have one yet either. I don't either.
Yeah, I don't. But I have Venmo, and it's at Lisa-Sanders-41.
Awesome. I will totally.
That's Venmo.
I'll make sure. I'll make sure to put that up, and I'm gonna at the end of the week.
Too,
So we decided at the end of the week I was gonna put links up for all the artists that you saw because people are interested in people. My New York friends. Hey, we had people watching in Japan. So they were like, they want to know who my friends are because I just assume that we all know each other. Just like 30 Days with Adrienne is my best friend. I just assume she is because I watch her. I assume you all know us, but you don't. So awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you the 3 questions that I ask everyone. It's really interesting to get everyone's different perspectives. So first question is, what would you say it has been the hardest part of this time of social isolation and distancing? What do you think is the hardest part?
Oh gosh, no hugs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I get to hug, my sister kind of gets, but and I get to hug Karen, and that's nice. I don't get to hug my mom, and because she's, she's recovering from pretty life-threatening illness and stuff, and she's doing great.
Good.
But I drop her stuff at the door.
Well, and that's really hard. And we just spoke to Abby too, because she was giving us some thoughts about how to deal with this crisis coming from a therapist angle, but her mom is also in a situation where she's in a facility where they won't let people in. And I think that's got to be the hardest thing, is not being able to be with your loved ones and knowing that by not going to them, not going over there and seeing them, you're actually, you're loving them. You're loving them. So
I'm lucky. Yeah,
I'm lucky. Well, we're this whole community, all of us are sending big hugs to her that she does well through this. Okay, so then that's the hardest for sure. What do you think, if there is a silver lining? What do you think the best thing is about this time? This time that we're experiencing together. What's the best thing?
I love how everybody's like connecting with each other. That's a beautiful thing. I'm always about connection. I always feel like the whole world is connected, and then most people go around oblivious to that fact and even mad about it when you say that,
Right.
So it's nice. It's being demonstrated that we all have something in common. We're all fragile humans with big hearts and the same fears, the same family problems,
Amen.
We really do.
There's this, your music always has addressed that, and that's one of the reasons we love you, and that's absolutely true. We're finding that we have so much more in common than we thought we did, right?
Yeah.
And we're seeing it in a really strange way right now, but we're seeing it. Okay, and then the last question, and it's kind of deep, but luckily for us, you're pretty deep. So, what do you think that you've learned? And I know that we're not through this yet, but at this point, what have you learned through this experience?
Oh my gosh. You know what? I've been spending so much time with myself.
Yeah.
Because I go 200 miles an hour through everything. I drive everybody nuts because I'm always going. But my head never turns off. I'm crazy. So I've had to sit with myself and kind of like get to know me better. Right. And I'm having so many aha moments that it's just, oh, that's why I did that, or I could do this better, or I'd love to be able to do these things better. And it's making me really sit down and work on that.
I love that. It's a time to really look inward for people that are moving a lot. So reflection. So you've learned about Lisa Sanders, and we love learning about Lisa Sanders. So well,
I thought I knew me pretty well.
Well, I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but you might have a few more days to learn about yourself. I mean, you might be learning
Yeah, that's right. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear.
I love that. She just quoted some Jane right there. I'm loving that. All right, well, I love you, Lisa, so much, and I can already see all the hearts. We've even got Joe over here watching. I mean, all of our San Diego peeps are watching. So please take care of yourself. Big hugs coming from Andrew and Skylar. And this is my friend Lisa. Check her out and be safe. Give hugs to Karen, okay? Love you, okay, sweetheart?
Love you too.
All right.
Okay, since it was fun.
It was fun.
Bye, you guys. Love you all.
Bye.
I don't know how to shut this down. So that was Lisa Sanders. I'm really lucky because I called my friends and I said, I'm going to do this. It's really weird and I have no idea if it's going to work or not. And they all said yes. And partly that could be because no one's leaving the house, but I think a lot of it is just because I have a really beautiful circle and they have something to share. So I know we went a little long tonight. Thanks for listening. We have some amazing guests this weekend. Tomorrow we have another Luna Diva. So if you know what that means, then you know who the guest is. And so this is Skylar's ukulele. Skylar had a ukulele lesson today. And we're all doing new things that we've never done before. And so this is a little something for new. No, this is a no judgment zone, and I can say that because it's my page. But let's try this. I love you, Sky, and this is how I feel about you. And as Lisa would say, and you, and you, and you. And to my kiddos that I miss very much, all my students. Jack, you'll tell me if this is tuned. Well, Andrew, okay? You have a little cough? You gotta pay attention to that. What?
Well, you've loved everyone except me, but that's cool.
And to my cameraman.
Yay.
That I'm having a very inappropriate relationship with.
Wow.
Very appropriate. Sky was going, what? You. Right? You are my sunshine. Yay! Mommy was eavesdropping. Thanks, guys. Take care. Love you muchly. Take care of one another. Your vibe attracts your tribe. I love my tribe, and I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Let's do it again. Woo, woo, woo. Good night.